Okay, I think I'm ready to go. Looks good. Okay. Chat's appearing. Yay! I think we're good. Fantastic. Alright. Happy Saturday, everybody. Hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are. And it's time to carry on with this model here. I think today what I'm going to be doing is we're going to be, first of all, I'm going to be tackling like the ribbon and kind of like the band around the kimono. We're going to try and make this as high contrast as possible, I guess, by going yellow. But first I'm going to be painting it pink. And then I might use that extra pink to then reflect the pink hibiscus flower that's in her hair by putting into a pink onto the pattern that's on her kimono as well. So we can double up on the pink there and make good use of it all. So without further ado, I'm gonna need some pink first. Got myself a new sheet on my wet palette because the last one was rather full. There we go. And let's get us a brush. Should I give you a go? No, I don't think I will. I'm very disappointed in that purchase. How about you? No, I'm a bit disappointed with those brushes. I'm not going to be buying those types of brushes again. I'm going to stick with my my regular ones here. And use these. Really want to get some nice new brushes. I saw that I was actually in Osaka today because it's nothing much, but I'm a certified Wiley examiner, which is a Cambridge examiner for it's basically like a test for an English test for children. And I'm an examiner for that. So every year we have to kind of get recertified. And when we do that, I've got to go down to Umeda in Osaka to get my recertification. And whilst I'm down there, I kind of take the opportunity to go and do have a quick look in Yodobashi camera where I can see where they've got some like paints and brushes and things like that. I never actually end up really buying anything from there because I'm always kind of disappointed with their choice of things, and I tend to think the stuff that I do like in there is a little too expensive. So yeah, there's that. Oh, where am I on? Here we go. There we go. What was I saying? Yeah, I tend to not buy anything there because I'm kind of disappointed with stuff, but I did see that they had some Japanese-made Kolinsky sable brushes, and they're about like 1,600 yen, which is pretty cheap for if it is a decent Kolinsky sable brush, but I ended up deciding against picking them up. Just because I don't know, I just didn't want to get burnt by having paying that much for a brush and it not being that good. So what I should try and do is try and search them online, see if there's any kind of reviews for that particular brush. I should have actually taken a photo of it. I didn't. So, more for me. It doesn't really matter. I'll just order some decent brushes maybe for Christmas. I'll just kind of get that as a Christmas present and birthday present around that time. And maybe get myself some Artist Opus brushes from England. I've heard some pretty good stuff from them, and they come in nice boxes and things. You can kind of get a set of 4 or 5 brushes. If you wanted to splash out a bit, and you get kind of like a nice one of those laser engraved wooden boxes that they come in. I'm not sure where I put the box. My general painting area kind of gets messy very quickly, and I don't really have places to put stuff, especially if new boxes come. But it would be kind of nice to have a set of perhaps nice brushes. I could even do a review on them. Okay. Yeah, let me know if the audio's okay. I might just knock up the microphone just a tad there. Just as I'm a little bit distanced from it and I'm not speaking directly into it, so it's not going to pick me up quite as well as it would if I was doing kind of direct speech into it. It's actually quite nice with the pink. Wonder if I just stick with pink. Yeah. Okay. Today my wife is nicely lounging on the sofa, just watching some TV, having a well-deserved rest right now. And my daughter is worn herself out through lots of play today and kind of just stormed off to bed and fell asleep. It's kind of funny. I'm completely out of shot, aren't I? That's really annoying. I gotta be careful of that. That's where I want to be. Let me shift my. It's because I'm trying to get closer to the microphone, and when I get closer to the microphone, I move the model out of shot there. So I'm going to try and keep it in this little area here. I'll mark off that. Generally, that will help me stay inside where I need to be. So I've decided to also try and enter the Reddit. There's a subreddit called Mini Painting, and every year, at least once a year, they have a painting competition. And so I've just decided to enter that one. Chosen my model that I want to paint. I was kind of umming and ahhing over a few. I was thinking of actually doing like models from my factions and things, but I was thinking if I do a model from my faction, I can't change the color schemes, I can't play around with any techniques or anything like that. I've got to kind of still keep it within the color scheme of my army. So rather than that, I went and had a look at the kind of the extra models I got from Infinity Defiance, and thought about which one would look kind of fun to paint and where I could kind of experiment the most, perhaps with some different techniques, and just try and see if that would work out. And I ended up deciding on this model here. It's a little hard to see because it's not been painted in the slightest, hasn't even been undercoated, base coated. And this is Cassandra Kusanagi, who is one of the part of the Nomad Nation, the Nomad faction in Infinity, which I don't collect. So it means that I have the complete freedom to paint her however I want. I really want this kind of like really vibrant red in the cloak, I think is what I'm going to be going for. And then maybe a kind of like a paler, softer green for the armor is what I was thinking. Just kind of get that contrast going there. Either that or something else, I'm not sure. And I may try and see if like the amulet that's in her hand, maybe give that a glow. I'm not sure yet, but that might be kind of fun to do. I really think this music is on its own. It's decided its own kind of scheme with things. I have no idea. It's just so odd. It's gonna be that weird song next. Yeah, this one. God damn it. So strange. So strange. Don't quite understand. Because I've got like 366 songs here, and it's just playing the same bloody things every single time. I don't know why. I've got to really change this whole thing up. It's just so weird. I don't quite get why it's doing this. Oh well. Again, I didn't get time to fix those problems that I had with it, so I'm just gonna have to leave it. But yeah, I'm gonna be painting this model up, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to do. Maybe clean it up a little bit, but I think it will be a pretty cool model to have painted. I'm gonna think about how I do the base, if I want to raise her up at all. I mean, to be honest, it's just a small base for her here, but giving her kind of like a raised platform perhaps, as she's kind of raised up behind it. I don't know. I have to fiddle around and figure it out. Try and do something a little bit cool with the base as well would be kind of nice. But anyway, back to the lady. Right, I think what we'll do then is let's try and hit these flowers on her kimono and see how they turn out being pink. There we go. And then we can perhaps hit the centers of them with a yellow. Not decided exactly how I'm going to approach these floral designs. And I'm not again try and mix in maybe a little bit of the white and give them a little bit of a lighter transition. There we go. Okay. I think I'm going to just experiment with this now. I'm not going to do all of the flowers. I just want to do a few on the front there just to kind of get the image of it. So we can kind of figure out exactly what we're going to do with them. So yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah, well, let's get the yellow on there. Let's see what it looks like with a bit of yellow. I'm actually going to use my Avalon Sunset this time, because I think it's just the right kind of yellow for this. There we go. some tea. I'll jump into it. A little bit earlier I was working on editing my my playthrough of Infinity Defiance, and what was really frustrating me was when I was trying to render a preview of it for my Patreons, it wasn't rendering a part of it, and I've got to go in and just figure that out, and that kind of what slowed me down at getting online on my regular time. Okay, a little bit of yellow is kind of nice there. And part of that pattern. It's not popping as much as I would want it to, but maybe we can do that as we go. Perhaps we need some deeper colours in the flower. Hit it with a bit more yellow. I don't know. From a distance, it looks like a blur. Up close you can see it a bit. I'm wondering if maybe I can put in like a little bit of a red wash or something around that, kind of deepen the pink a little bit. Let's just try something like that. What I could use is, I've got like this crimson here, and it's pretty thin, so I might be able to just kind of spread it on there, and might be able to kind of get an interesting effect maybe. With this, maybe it's going to be too much. But I think this is too much. Well, let's put on. This is the experimentation. It's kind of finding those colours that are going to help it to stand out a bit. That does stand out a lot more. So that might be where we kind of actually start it, and then we work in a little bit of the pink to kind of lighten it in some areas. I think the pink was just a little too soft against the purple, and it didn't kind of punch out from the model very much. This at least is a bit closer to a red, and that's contrasting a little bit more with the purple. So that's kind of a start. Wonder if we can actually do that with the hibiscus in the hair. Just hit each of those grains. And we're using it a bit like a wash. We're just placing it now in each of the, trying to place it in between each of the petals spaces. There we go. And yeah, that actually makes that flower look a little bit nicer, I think. Is not bad. Is not bad. Okay. Now, can I add a little bit of the pink in? What happens if I mix in a little bit of that together? Get a bit of a mix. Just so it's not so flat. We just hit some of the surface with that lighter pink. Keep it quite small. Now, it's actually not too bad. Right, let's pop that up there, that one there, that one there. Let's bring in some white and let's see what happens if we put on just a tab of white, just again, just to see what happens. Maybe I'll just screw it up and have to start that again, but it's not too bad because they're quite small and it's easy to, oh my god, this thing's stuck. There we go. There we go. Don't need it very thick or anything. Just, again, just a little dab, maybe putting a little bit of the pink so that we've still got some of that in there. So we're close to white with just a touch of pink. And that's actually brought up a lot of contrast. Okay. Maybe too much? I don't know. How does that look on the screen? I don't know. But it seems okay. Seems okay. Oh, we'll go with it. We'll just try that out. See how it goes. All right. Sorry, I'm just fiddling because I love fiddling. There we go. All right, so that's kind of where we could go with those flowers. Now, what I'm going to try and do is actually do the yellow for like the belt of the kimono so that we don't like oversaturate with pink everywhere. go. Yeah, I think the yellow will work out all right. Let's get it for the rest of this. I'm going to be doing the bow. Yeah, I think the yellow contrasts very nicely with the purple. At least I think so. So let's go with that, because then with all the pink flowers, then we're not gonna overdo it with the pink across the model. Hopefully, the pink flowers kind of have a very close, a very kind of similar color to the purple. But we're creating kind of some contrast with the white versus the purple, which has a very kind of a much darker scheme to it. Okay. Now the question is, do I try and actually do a shade across this and then highlight, or do I just go straight into highlighting the yellows? I think I might just go into highlighting the yellows, see if we can get what we need out of it that way. Well, that's nicely standing out. Okay, I've got to repaint this area here a bit more because this hasn't been painted properly, and so it's not got the same kind of colors going on. There we go. Now, do I just go and try and paint up all of these bloody flowers? Now, what happens if I go just directly with this kind of crimson color that I got? This kind of pinky crimson. I'm thinking I probably need the pink first. I don't know, actually. One thing that's good is it highlights all of the details of the design, the pattern. So it helps me keep inside the pattern using this color. And hopefully with the pink, I'll be more accurate as well. I think that works out all right. Yeah, let's go with that. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I think once we do, it's going to be a bit of a chore, but as we go, I think this is going to look quite nice. That'd be all right. There we go. Oh, this damn double music. I literally don't know why it does this all the time. I've got to figure this thing out. That's a right pain. So sorry. It's been a pain for more than one stream, and I've really got to just sit down and fix it. It's been a busy week. Every week's busy right now. Behind the suitcase is going to be a pain. Yeah, some of the these darker areas that didn't get as much lighter paint are certainly not getting as much of the pigment standing out from this paint because it's quite thin and doesn't hold a lot of saturation. But it's not so bad. It's not so bad. I think they'll be okay because those areas are darker anyway. They're supposed to be. So in some ways, it kind of keeps that light information kind of going that way. There we go. I'm cycling the same bloody song. It's like a really short, for some reason I don't know why it's a short playlist. It's a real pain that is happening. I'm just gonna see if I can fiddle up a playlist with this thing. So odd. So odd. Let me see if I can... How do I... It's really strange. I wonder if I can do this with just my iTunes music. Okay. Let's just try these. Let's just give this one a go. Might be a bit better. There we go. Just give me something different to listen to. That seems to be a quiet one tonight. Probably a good chance for me to actually get a decent amount of painting done then, without me getting too sidetracked with talking about absolute bulwarks. Just having those patterns in there is already making it look just a more visually interesting model. Absolutely lovely sculpt, this. Having all the designs kind of imprinted across the kimono already. Makes it look like you've done a great kind of freehand work, but it's just a really nice model. This would have actually been a nice model to do for the competition. Okay. But most of the flower designs, the coat of kind of the crimson on there. Alright. Let's try and get that next bit in there. So let's go with the pink next. And we can be fairly strong with the pink. I'm going to go with this deeper pink first. Sounds very heavenly. In a bit of concentration mode at the moment as I try and get all the details in there. Right, I'm just going to focus on these ones on the front here that I just started. Yep, just getting those ones in. Now I want to get the yellow part done. Need to wick my brush. Okay, so then we've got the little bit of the white with a touch of pink. I think I got a little bit of yellow in there because it's just gone kind of a bit of a warmer colour there. These ones aren't coming out as well as the other ones. Get a sense of it, but I think I've kind of mucked them up a little bit. I don't think they're as good. Oh well. Let's just get the rest of these all painted up. I wonder if it is better to actually start off with the pink. Oh well. Try and keep the yellow very small towards the center there. Maybe it just works better against the dark purple rather than the lighter purples that I've got. Wonder if I had just kept it simpler, it would have been better. Just toning it down just a tad will help. I think I'm just not going to be happy with this, that's all. That's what's going to end up being the case. Not liking it so much at the moment. This angle's kind of okay. As I turn it though, not feeling it as much. Hey, welcome. What's new? Not a great deal. Busy, busy, busy. But trying to make sure that I do these regular streams just so I can actually get some painting done. But thank you very much for joining. But yeah, I'm trying to get this this girl painted up. One of the HVTs, the Japanese HVT for my JSA army. But this floral pattern is causing me a little bit of a headache. Can't decide if I like it or not. But yeah. Not contagious anymore, no, thankfully. It's been a while since then. Now, thankfully. And that kind of like getting back into work as well has just kind of kept me busy, and many evenings feeling very just sleepy, so I just kind of go to bed rather than actually paint and do any editing and things. I am busy editing Mission 2 for the Defiance playthrough. I'm working on like smoother animations and things. It's coming along. First turn, I'm just editing the first turn. The first part of the edit is always the longest, which is the all the action sequences, where I've got to edit all the movements of the models, along with all of the special effects as well that are going on. So that's the bit that takes the longest. Once I've done that, then all the overlays get kind of placed over it, and it becomes an easier job to finish off. But that initial bit is long, because I've got to figure out all the movements of everything, get the timing just right, and things like that. I have not had any table games of N4 at all. Not physical ones, no. Just playing on TTS from time to time. But still then, not since I was sick. Which, yeah, it kind of sucks. I really want to play some, but it's not been easy. I really want to actually do a game where I record it and I can do an actual battle report of it, but I don't want to give myself another battle report until I've kind of got at least a few more of these Defiance videos done. I think I'm going to have to just focus these ones in. I'm going to probably for the time being focus on getting my Mission 2 edited, and possibly, and also I want to write up the third story in a little short story, in the short stories that I'm writing at the moment. Hopefully that'll get, I can get that one done as I paint up the Charantid as well. Which I guess is my final. It's not actually, no, it's not my. Yeah, it is kind of. It would be my final combined model that I haven't painted yet. I've painted all my Shasvasti, and then it's just the Charantid. But hopefully we can get him done, and then that'll be great. Right, I'm wondering if it's this yellow that's just kind of ruining these flowers for me. Maybe I should just keep them pink without any yellow. I've gone quiet. Oh, I didn't get any of the those little like. I got the main expansions, so I got like Outcast. Is it Outcast and the other one? What was it? Hold on. I've got it up here. Outcast and Revenant. I think it was called Revenant. So I got Outcast and Revenant, which had a bunch of models in there. I'm actually going to be trying for the Reddit painting competition again. This time actually painting up Kusanagi. Um, um, what's her name? Cassandra Kusanagi. The sculpt from that one, which is this one. It's a rather lovely sculpt. It's kind of like, whoops, it's kind of a cool pose. And I think it'll allow me to kind of just try out some different painting techniques. I'm not using her for any armies, so I really don't care what color scheme I go for, so I can just kind of do whatever I want with that one, which will be kind of fun. Yeah, that's what's keeping me going. But yeah, not buying any models at the moment. Gonna be waiting on the tag raid Kickstarter to come through. That's gonna bring in a couple of extra tags for me as well. I get to just paint a bunch of big models, which I'm kind of actually looking forward to. After painting the Sphinx, I really enjoyed painting a big model, just because in many ways it was easier. I could get a lot done actually pretty quickly, and it looked pretty good. And I was like, yeah. But yeah. I'm wondering if I should have gone with like maybe something closer to a brown first before putting the yellow on, because I think the yellow just, there's no separation between the yellow and the pink, and that's kind of the problem, I think, with what I'm doing here. Oh well. I'm just gonna have a go at maybe I'm just trying too hard with these flowers, I don't know, but they're just driving me nuts. Right, yeah. They haven't actually launched the fantasy one yet. No, I'm not going in on that one. One, because it's another dungeon crawler, and Defiance is enough for me. I don't need another dungeon crawler. So I have to wait for that to come out before then releasing the war game. So I'm not really bothered about any of that stuff. So we'll just wait and see what happens. I'm kind of just sticking with the Infinity for the time being. With Cracks all shade. Yeah, I could just throw that on everything. Hope that works. I'm trying to avoid shades as much as I can. You know what? I might have to go in with a little bit more of that, the darker crimson that I got here. Just because those initial ones have that depth to them, whereas these ones are kind of lost some of that. But yeah. Yeah, I'm not really following. I'm actually not following the fantasy one at all. I've even forgotten the name of it. God damn it. So yeah, so if I'm doing fantasy, There's plenty of other choices of things which I think have got my attention more in terms of their fantasy setting. So I was thinking that once I kind of get everything for my Infinity painted up, I can do more, perhaps battle reports and things. But then it will allow me perhaps to then, go and try something different. I might get back into Malifaux again, which would be kind of cool. Just kind of have a new slate on Malifaux. Oh yeah, actually, you know what? Just putting in a shade of this has just helped make all of these just stand out a bit more. That's good. Oh my god. It's quite a job on that one. Cool. So they've done a Thundercats one, because were we talking before, and there was like a Masters of the Universe thing, and you were like, I'm hoping they have a Thundercats thing, but no one's doing it. So now you actually got your Thundercats. Excellent. I didn't know there was a 2011 reboot, to be honest. I came over to Japan in 2008, so I kind of missed a lot of things. But cool. I have to have a look at that one. Thundercats. Oh my god. It's been a long time since I saw Thundercats. I've even forgotten all the phrasing. But yeah. Right. I think I'm going to start going over this yellow with a lighter yellow. Oh, actually. I want to get the really light pink just to give again. Hopefully some depth to the designs, or just ruining what I've achieved. I think that's what I'm trying to do. There we go. All right. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's a shame. Maybe it was just the timing. Sometimes that's the case. Like, yeah, you're just catching the wrong audience at the wrong time. It's like sometimes you have those sleeper hit type of things. It's like the bloody Judge Dredd movie. Dredd, which I thought was fantastic and I was really excited for. But again, it's just like there was no advertising for it, and it didn't get to any audiences or target any audiences really well. But then when it kind of came out to DVD or whatever, it did really well onto Blu-ray. Not good enough to justify another one, it seemed, but it was a shame because Carl Urban was fantastic as Dredd. Really like that. I'm gonna have to watch that movie again. I haven't watched it for a while. So we're going to be making a Mega City 1 TV series, but I don't know what happened with that. I'm guessing the whole COVID thing kind of killed it, probably. I know Carl Urban was kind of fairly keen on doing it, but alas, no Judge Dredd. Okay, I could play around with these bloody flowers all night and never be happy. So I'm going to leave them for now. Right, I'm not going to use the lemon yellow, I'm going to use Uriel yellow. And then, do I go up to ivory perhaps? Yeah, it was a shame. It was such a good movie. So good. Oh man, I really gotta watch it again. Yeah, it just kind of, as a kind of like almost as an opening for a franchise, it was great because it just kind of introduced the whole concept of dread really, really well. And like the relation and like setting up the new partner, Anderson, and things so well. I mean, he was so good. I remember like, I think there was a friend of mine was saying, oh, but like he gets shot and just, you know, he goes down and he's like wounded and he's like, nearly dead. And it's like, yeah, but that was just a ploy. Didn't you see as soon as he kind of killed the judge, he just kind of got up, started pasting himself together. It's just like, oh, it was, oh man, that was such a cool scene. Hey, Squad of 5, welcome. Yeah. You know what I got pangs of Judge Dredd from was when they did that that guy did the Astartes Astartes animation. There was scenes in that Astartes animation where I was like, that's like just that scene from Judge Dredd. I think there's the bit where she has like the great big gun and she just basically rips through an entire floor with the minigun. And I kind of got that kind of feeling from the bit where the guy fires the plasma pistol shot across the balcony and just kills the autocannon guys. But yeah, oh man, such a good movie. Gotta watch it again. Anyway, how are you doing, Scott of 5? It's really good to see you. Saw you had been watching some of the what's it, the Dice Gods videos. They're doing really, really well. I'm kind of, it's nice to follow them and see how they're doing with their videos. Excited for their content as they make some more. Oh, maybe I should have just used my ice yellow. Oh well, that'll be alright, I can use that. Yeah, Dice Gods are, they're kind of like a new channel that started up on YouTube for Infinity. But they just got some good, solid videos. Just kind of enjoying watching them. I think they've actually come on like the guy who does it has come on the stream and said hello once as well, but they just seem like a really nice group making some good Infinity content, and they're getting kind of traction pretty fast as well, so it's kind of good to see. Can't help but be a little bit jealous, but but they're really nice, and they're very pleasant as well. Whenever I kind of leave a comment and things, they always give some nice replies back, and it's just good kind of have a bit of a connection with a channel that's kind of doing I'm not doing similar things. I'm rambling a little bit. It's late and I'm a bit tired, so I don't really make much sense at the moment. You have to excuse me. I don't do well without a script. I do not do well without a script. But they're a nice channel. They basically just go over like tactics. They did a really good video on like the tactics for Infinity and like tenets to follow and things, and they do it in a very kind of informative, guiding way without being pretentious in any way whatsoever, and just kind of approaching the whole gaming scene with enthusiasm. So I'm kind of curious. They're going to be doing like battle reports and things in the near future, so I'm kind of very curious to see how they do with those. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it is. It is difficult to gain traction, I think, in just Infinity. But you kind of work the niche you got to an extent. But they're doing a good job with it. And they're gaining kind of traction fairly quickly as well. So I wish them the best of luck. I think they just hit their 500 subscribers, but I think they're already nearly at 600, so it's like a very, very quick improvement. A little bit jealous, I have to admit. I'm almost at the 500 mark, which I'm pretty proud of, the fact that I've even got that far. And the fact that I've got like... I did the Patreon thing just because my friend who's kind of doing the YouTube stuff as well, he's just like, just go ahead and do it. Like, I wasn't really keen on the idea of doing a Patreon, but just like, just go ahead and do it. You'll be surprised. There'll be someone there who really likes your stuff and will want to support you. And so I was like, okay, I'll give it a go, whatever. And it'll allow me to kind of focus some things and find out what someone who really likes the channel likes, and I can kind of focus it more around the things that will perhaps have better interest in, and stuff that I want to do as well. I'm actually really keen on doing more of this kind of the story stuff, which actually gets very few views. Yeah, I'm not going to try and just go after it that way. I mean, for one thing I could do is just bloody change the names of my videos. I think don't really inspire people to come and click on them. But what I really enjoy doing is obviously the playthroughs, the battle reports, the things where I'm doing a lot of crazy editing, which takes me a long time. It means it's a slow production of videos. And I also enjoy doing the short stories. Now, it was the fact that the short stories especially get me almost no views. I get very, very low amounts of views on them. However, the one of the Patreons I have is the reason he did his Patreon was because he liked my short stories and he wanted to see more of them. So that was really that got me really enthusiastic to continue doing those, even though I get kind of poor uh, a poor amount of views from them. So yeah. Yeah. To be honest, I would love to. I I would love to get into those other systems as well. I really want to just play more, so I have a better understanding of the games, kind of play them a little bit better, um, so that I can do some things like battle reports. I think doing a Malifaux battle report would be a lot easier to make for me than an Infinity one, just because there's less terrain, and I can still do a kind of like a cool thing with like the models moving around and casting spells on each other and doing all kind of weird kind of stuff. And that'd be kind of fun to do. Um, at the same time, it's still, that would be a lot of work. Thanks, because then I got to get all the cards and I don't know. I would just end up giving myself a lot of work to do again. But yeah, I think actually, obviously. Then I have liquid mask. All right. Good luck with that. Um, yeah, the Manifold stuff is cool. To be honest, I really like the second edition sculpts as well. But there are some really nice sculpts. I think I would probably, if I got into Manifold again, I use it as an excuse to get out of the ones that I've got, which is like Resurrectionists and Gremlins, and maybe try one of the other factions out, because I don't have any of the cards for third edition, and I think they've stopped doing the thing where you can buy the cards. Obviously you can do it through the app and stuff, but it's nice to have the physical cards as well. Oh, good luck. I found using liquid masks difficult. It's hard. Sometimes it's just better to do the masking tape or something. Here locally at the moment, it's really, there's nothing locally here in Osaka. Like one of the Japanese groups that used to get together in Osaka doesn't really do so at the moment. There is a games workshop, so I imagine there's probably Warhammer is the thing that's played the most. But I need to try and tap into the Japanese scene at the moment. I don't know what's being played or where, just because I can't get out to places. It's been a pain. So I need to go out to one. I'll probably go out to the board game club, because there's quite a few people that go there, and I've had a few run-ins with people that play wargaming, but they just didn't in Japan because they thought there was no scene for it, and so we actually created a bit of a scene for Malifaux a while back. But no, I need to figure it out. I really want to make a bit of a scene here. Most of it's all in Tokyo, and it's too far away for me. So I need to try and make Osaka a stronger scene for it. But yeah, it's not easy to play here, I'm afraid. It's the one kind of thing that sucks. Her. Okay, lady, what do I need to do next? Okay, I'm kind of happy with where the kimono is. I'm not going to mess around too much with everything there. Probably do that flower there. Get a little bit of pink in there. At least there's that. But yes, there's not much of a scene. It's difficult. It's really difficult. 私の日本語はまあまあ上手だと思う。まあ普通の会話はできるよ。So yeah, my Japanese is alright. I can have conversational stuff. When I used to play 40k, I used to play it I used to play it with Japanese guys and use as much Japanese as possible for that. my Japanese isn't good enough for doing videos in Japanese. I already struggle to speak English as as smoothly as possible for videos. Um, I think in terms of doing videos in Japanese and trying to get an audience that way, I really don't know how to breach that scene. To be honest, I don't. I, my Japanese is not that strong, so that would be a shame. But it would be a case of as well like it would, I've been thinking that it would be absolutely lovely to be able to like have a space where people can come and play and and have tables already set up and things, because that's like the biggest problem in Japan is space. So having kind of like a dedicated place for people to be able to come and play would be kind of cool. With but yeah, that's looking at trying to make a business and things, and so and it would have to be like I'd have to do like an online shop and things, just to be able to make ends meet. I'd have to have a proper shop. I wouldn't know where to start with that, and whether or not there's really a market for it here. There are a few shops that do miniature gaming, obviously, and doing that. Their websites are trash. Absolute trash to navigate, most of them. The only one that's actually any decent is the one that sells Infinity stuff, and exclusively Corvus Belli stuff. Their website is probably the best in terms of being able to navigate and stuff. So, and so they're actually pretty good. But yeah, I would love. Yeah, it would be kind of interesting to have kind of like an online shop that kind of provides a lot of the paints that are a little bit more difficult to get over here, along with decent brushes and 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 like a range of models, perhaps over a range of games. The trouble is, the biggest trouble is translations of games. You really want the game to already have a Japanese rule set, and you know everything all translated already. Infinity does not have that. There is, I think, Impetuous Order, the site that does sell Infinity, does have some translations that they've done themselves for people to get used to playing the game, which is awesome. But yeah, that's always the difficulty, is that right there. It's hard. It is hard. Okay, right. What color am I going to do the inside of a kimono? Kimonos usually have like a completely different color on the inside sometimes. What would be a good complementary color there? No idea. Anyway, I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna just try and paint the socks. And these should be close to white. I know I'm getting all, I don't know, late at night I'm getting all fuddled and duddled in my head. I feel a bit like a Dr. Seuss book. Just a little bit random, and a little bit too random. None of my thoughts are really cohesive. Makes for great watching, I'm sure. Yeah, this character's been kind of fun to paint. It's a nice change from the usual Infinity stuff with armor, plating everywhere, and guns. I like painting HVTs. They're kind of a nice change of pace. Anything that you're working on at the moment? Ah, yes, yeah. Yeah, those night haunts were looking really nice. Um, are you doing anything yourself as well? Do you still have? Are you still printing off a lot of the epic 40K scale stuff, or are you doing some new things with your printer? Hmm. I cannot decide. Cannot decide. What can I do? Let's just keep it black. Right, I do need to just get a little bit of black on this thing. I'm going to do some gold NMM, and while I've got most of the colours on here that I need for my gold NMM, I can actually do it now. Do the inside of this all black. And that should contrast nicely if I do like the outer side of this an NMM gold. Right, I bet that was enough enough Space Marines done there, right? You could never paint enough Space Marines. Yeah, they get a bit samey after a while. Cool. Oh, cool, an enemy model. Interesting. We were just actually talking about some of the comic style paint jobs in the last stream, and there was this Japanese woman who does these amazing comic style repaints of like the anime figures, and she did like a One Piece one. It looked absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, they're kind of like that's. Is it like the cel shaded style that they do? bet. It's a completely different technique that I wouldn't be very comfortable doing, I don't think. I think it involves a lot of actual artistic skill, which I don't have. Beyond just slapping paint on a model and hoping for the best. Okay. Right, gonna need your brown. It's Black Plague's the one with the orcs, isn't it? Like the zombie orcs. It's that very fantasy-esque style version. I think one of my friends went on the Kickstarter for that. Oh, Black Plague's normal. Oh, that was Green Horde. Yeah, that's right. Makes sense, it being called Green Horde. I know they did like a sci-fi one as well. It was like zombies in space and things. Oh, thank you. It's I'm just enjoying painting the model. It's a fun model to paint. I was really pleased with the eye that I did in the last stream. It just came out just really well. Jeez, that is a lot of painting to get done, isn't it? That is a lot. I'm right now. I'm kind of actually getting through a fair bit of my backlog of painting, which feels good. Certainly, actually, having that time off work from COVID allowed me to just get a lot of painting done, and it really helped boost my skill a bit. I was quite pleased about that. So I'm hoping that when I do the Reddit mini painting competition, that my entry will hopefully do all right. I want to try and push to the top of the intermediate category if I can. You know you're going to get more models in 22 years and you'll never be able to retire. Or at least you could maybe after those 22 years dust off the 3D printer and do some printing. Do I use you? I'm trying to remember my gold NMM thing. Ingredients. I think I don't need you, so I'm gonna go on without you. I will get a little bit of the old heavy brown though. Heavy gold brown, even though it's very similar to Avalon Sunset. It's just got a slightly different quality to it, which I think is where I want it to be for my gold. There we go. Oh, hello, hello, Zomcob. What was you? You're doing your annual mini clear out of no hopers, and you buy more. Do you just sell those, or just pass them on to people, or do you just go through and go, nah, I'm never gonna paint it, and it just kind of goes in the back of the cupboard, or? Oh. Ah, so eBay and recycling. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to get go and sell a lot of my really old Necromunda models on eBay, but I was thinking of actually doing it as part of a video series that I could do where I at least paint up the models to a decent degree, and then kind of pit two models at the same time onto eBay where I just put them on for like 50p, and see which ones sell for the most. I'll be really, really sad if they sold for 75p or something. I mean, oh no. Even if they sold for next to nothing, it'd still make for an interesting video at least, I think. Hmm. Oh, I see. It says muted mate. Sorry, Zomcob. When I was like muted Matra, I was like, what does that mean? And you're just trying to say that it was a bit too quiet, but it was yours. Okay, then, no problem. So I was completely confused by what you were messaging. It just took me a moment to kind of go through and go, I got it. Okay. Let's get a touch of you. No problem. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Right now, I'm trying to attempt some NMM gold on this suitcase, and I'm gonna be seemingly screwing it up a little bit. I'm gonna have to stretch that out a little bit more, I think, with the brown. Just gonna get the main areas of this NMM in place. I mucked it up. Why did I do the you? You're not reflecting anything where you are. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. I've misplaced my reflections. Something ain't right about this. I think I just need more. There's too much of the brown still in there. It's not giving the reflection quality that I really want. I don't think, anyway. Yeah, I think so. A bit more mid-tone might fix it. So I'm just going to have to spread it out a little. Also, I want to catch those top surface areas. Possibly some of where the edges are as well. Clean that up a little bit, but that's an easy enough job to do. A lot of kind of NMM and layering is always about going back and forth until you kind of feel it is working. I don't think I usually use Uriel yellow, and I think the reason is it's just too much of a yellow for the gold that I'm trying to attempt. So I might have to just tone that bit down that I've just done. Just try and take a little bit of the ivory with this one. Too much. I need to work look back the mid-tones again. Welcome back, Squad of 5. Right, I need to go up to the full ivory as well, because I think that's also something where I need to see my highest highlight, and I need to go down to my lowest, and then just kind of work everything in between. I guess it's forming a shape. See, if I do too much of the mid-tones, then I don't get that wonderful kind of sudden contrast and things. Nice. Yeah, those Nighthorn they look great. I do enjoy seeing those. Let's do the rest of the suitcase and see how it goes as it dries as well. Ah, interesting. No, I like painting my golds. I guess this warmer kind of color with lots of. I think what I made an error on here was I included Irial yellow, which is a bit too bright for what I usually do. I usually kind of don't have quite so much of a bright yellow in there. There are usually just like kind of like warmer yellows leading a little bit towards the orange, I guess. It's usually where I go with mine. Cool. So I'm in like full concentration mode as I try and get this suitcase done. So, okay, I'm going to try and avoid using any of the Uriel yellow and just see if the rest of this will look a little bit better. I think mostly it's kind of my main problem was the placement of light. I always find that the tricky thing when doing NMM. Sometimes you just kind of get that lucky placement. Other times it just doesn't quite work out. But yeah. It's almost there. It's getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Right. I'm going to get maybe just a touch more in there. Not go quite so light. There we go. Zomcob, do you have like an Instagram or anything? I always like to kind of check out other people's work and see what they're doing, follow what they're doing, especially if they come onto the stream and to chat. It's always nice to kind of be aware of others' work. And then kind of get jealous at how good they are. I know it's not good to compare yourself with others. I do my best not to, and just compare more my own work to what I've done previously. But I think there's a healthy bit of wanting to be able to be comparable to people that kind of drives me to try and do a bit better. Because if I'm just pleasing myself, then I tend to stick with fairly easy stuff. Oh, cool. Yeah. I'd love to see your Twitter as well then. Yeah, I've actually just recently more been starting to use Twitter a little bit more and getting a little bit more traction on it than when I initially had a go at it and kind of just let it squander. So now I kind of upload to Twitter as well. Do you have the what's the username? How would I find you on Twitter? Is it Zomcom? Oh, that'd be great. Okay, it's not a perfect suitcase, but could have been a lot worse. Okay. Just gonna have a quick lookie. Oh, lovely. Oh, I like that red on the loincloth there. And the green for the warpstone as well. Those are nice. I do like your the NMM silver as well. Is that got like a little bit of a blue in that NMM kind of ingredients there? Be curious to know on that one. Yeah, let me just go ahead and light that one, and I'll just go ahead and retweet it, I guess. And follow. There we go. Great. Oh, that's looking really nice though. You got some really nice transitions being built up there. That's great. Like it a lot. Like it a lot. That's great. Alrighty then. Right, I'm fairly happy with the suitcase, I guess, as much as I can be happy for the time being. Could probably glaze it a little bit more to make it some of the transitions a little bit smoother, but it creates the effect that I'm kind of going for. Whilst I got the brown down here, I'm going to use that for the sandals. Just realized I just went over a sock with the brown. Okay. I'm getting there. Right, I've still got the areas that I haven't really touched yet are obviously her cat, her little cat pendant thing that's here, and the inside of the kimono. They're the bits that I'm certainly a little bit more lost as to what I'm going to do exactly for them. Now, do want to just thin that right down. Make this into almost a glaze. Just do that for the lips. Give it just a touch of a rosy look to her complexion. And then I don't want to do any more than that because otherwise it's going to go all wrong. No, I don't know Space Station Zero. I've not seen that one. What's Space Station Zero? Did a search for Space Station Zero, and the first video that comes up is, what is Space Station Zero? And I'm getting pictures of a roller coaster. Board game. Come on, show me something. Oh, so it's... I've got a thing with like, it's like got battle reports and things. Is there, I think it was Beasts of War doing a thing on it. Am I killing my internet now? I'm gonna leave that for now. Okay. Yeah, I think I just killed my internet a little bit. I don't know why. Think I'm okay though. Think I'm okay. Should be alright. Oh, okay. Nice, yeah. It's kind of cool, those mini agnostic games. They're pretty. They can be pretty awesome. Oh, cool. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I have to have a look and check it out. Oh, I'm not confident to do much more tonight. I think I'm gonna be leaving this one as it is. I'm pretty pleased with the progress I've made on her. She's nearly done, to be honest. So I've just got to do the cat and kind of the inside of a kimono and then the base, and then I'm gonna kind of call her done. Then I've got to get on to Kusanagi for the Reddit competition and get her painted up in an interesting scheme. Once she's done, then I've also got to go on and do the Charantid and get the video up for the Charantid as well, and do all of that stuff. But yes, that's pretty much everything there. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a night tonight. But thank you very, very much for watching and joining me. It's really good to see you guys. Thanks so much, and I shall hopefully catch you again later. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I'll catch you another time. I'm just to let you know, I'm on basically every Thursday night and Saturday night for my time, which is in Japan. So it's probably a completely different time for you, but it's basically Thursdays and Saturdays. All right, but thank you very much. Take care, and I'll catch you again. Bye-bye.